Hi everyone, this is Anahata. I am the channel of assisting frequencies for holistic health and ascension support. My given name is Holly Hollowell, and I still go by that, obviously, but I do go by Anahata as well. You may find my work at www.anahatacodes.com, and this is the first live Anahata Codes session. And I'm going to be doing this weekly, so do spread the word. My goal is to elevate the planet through the knowledge that I have been blessed with. And guys, this is knowledge that everyone has already. And so I'm not special in that sense. I'm just awakened to it. What happened to me was I was at my all-time low in my life in April of 2015. And I surrendered to God and his plan. And what happened was he swiftly took me to exactly where I needed to be. I awakened very quickly. I have been intuitive my entire life, but when I completely surrendered to the will of God was when everything snapped into place and everything began to flow to me effortlessly and with ease. And I had been praying a lot. What did God want me to do with my life? Why am I here? I'm sure these are prayers you've all had, even if you don't pray to the same God. Guys, this is beyond religion. Creator is creator, whatever name you want to give it. That's a man-made thing. I choose to believe in Jesus Christ. He's my Lord and Savior. The point is, as I was praying, everything began to become clear to me. And it is now my desire for that clarity, that purpose, that joy, that unsurpassed peace to extend to everyone in the planet, because everyone has the same inner resonance, and that is of unconditional love. And I believe it resides physically in the source point, which is in the chakra here, which is the Anahata chakra in Sanskrit. That means untouched or unstruck. And that is because nothing can force upon it. It is the force. It is the inner It is the source point. And God actually gave me that word. This is not a word I made up. I was taken to a very sacred space in time where I witnessed God creating the earth. And as he did so, he touched the empty space, just like an iPhone. I know it's kind of humorous in that sense, but I think God has a great sense of humor. And so there I was, floating in the abyss, in the unknown, divine feminine energy. There was no reference point at all. It was all complete empty space. And I felt more alive there than I do here. So it's very hard to explain, because most people would say, oh, you were dreaming. No, I was not dreaming. I journeyed to this place and I was in the void, and I watched as he touched. Then I see this ball of fire, and I could see, oh, I'm in the cosmos, and I could see kind of stars here and there. And what was next was breathtaking. He touched the same spot again, and I could see the continents and the oceans and the weather structure form, just boom, there it was. And then that activated my connection to Earth as a whole. And I was overtaken by a profound love. Unconditional love is the best way I could describe it, to be connected to such a thing and to be one with everyone. And then he touched again, and I saw the electromagnetic energy field of the earth as it was being created, but it was coming out at warp speed, like a 1,000-petal lotus. But it was more than that. It was like sacred geometry, just unfolding and coming at me really fast. It was beautiful. And then it snapped into place, and all was there to be seen. And it was this cerulean blue kind of energy, for lack of a better description. And there it was. And I knew that all was safe and well. And I knew that I was soon going to be leaving this magnificent place, this sacred place and time that I was able to witness. But before I did, I heard God speak, and he said in a whisper, but very, very powerful, beyond words, and he said, to heal the world, go to the source point. And after that, I woke up, or I returned to my body, or whatever you want to call it. I was now feeling less alive than I was just a second ago. And I kind of panicked because I thought, what's the source point? Wait a minute, you just gave me the clue to everything, and I don't know what a source point is at that time. And so I said, what's the source point? And then I could feel the air, the breath of a female voice right next to me in my right ear. And she said, look to the cross. And so guys, I've been on a journey of awakening and unfolding. Mind you, this vision, this divine transportation, this information was after I had received the superseding, what I call divine download. And this is why you're here today. So hang in there with me, we'll get there. I do tend to go on and on. I'm gonna dilute it down very quickly for you in a nutshell. After praying and praying about my path and what I was meant to be doing in this world, in this life, I received a divine download, and that is a portion of my brain remembered. And this is why I say I'm not special. Everyone can do this because we all have the same knowing. We just remember at different phases. And so for me, it was this unveiling of a complete knowing that we truly are one, that we are connected to all things, that tree is part of you, that blade of grass, that person, that monkey, that crystal, that herb, that anything, it is actually part of you, okay? Not in a spiritual sense, it is literally part of you. And that knowledge began my quest for more knowledge about how could that be so. But guys, the point of the download, the unveiling information that came to me was that through prayer, again, this was an answer to prayer and surrendering from my all-time low, is that we are energetic beings, and since we are connected to all things, we don't need the physicality of something. So if I have a crystal in my hand here, you don't need this crystal in your hand physically to harness its innate goodness, because we are all part of the matrix. We are all part of the akasha, the fabric of the universe that ties everything together. And so in my download, I was made aware all at once. I didn't hear a voice, it was just a knowing, and I thought, oh my goodness. And again, guys, this is after prayer, and so I had been praying for this, and I woke up and I wrote it all down. And the gist of it is, you have access to things like crystals, like trees, like essential oils, like anything you can imagine that has a definition, has a quantum resonance. It has codes. It has information seated within it that define what it is in a way that your energy body can understand effortlessly. You're already programmed. In fact, as I said, you're already connected to all these things at once anyway. We just have a hard time in our world of polarity and false illusion of separation. You know, this is me, this is you. We have a hard time harnessing that unity. And so the knowledge I gained is that there is a way. There are many ways, and we're continuing to evolve, guys, together. But there is a way to harness the innate goodness, the balancing qualities of anything through codes, through numbers. Numbers are the easiest, most complete way to define something condensed. So I don't want to get into too much physics on this, but this is why quantum physicists use numbers, right, to describe things. And so you can describe anything using a number. So these codes, they're They're called Anahata Codes because you do install them into your heart chakra. And we're going to get there in just a minute. And every Thursday, we're going to be together going on journeys into what is needed. What is needed for you right now? Every single one of you on this call, tuning in live or on the replay, is going to receive such profound assistance through these assisting frequencies, is what I call them. And guys, we're going to go on journeys together every week. I hope you can join me, and if not, listen back. I do want to get your feedback on what do you need. I have a spreadsheet going right now with the person's name, and we don't need to mention people's names. It's irrelevant. We're all one. So what is the need of this collective, of the collective us, of the code carriers, as I call us? What is needed? And then you can chat with me live in real time. We're going to go find the codes you need. And guys, there's 24 categories of Anahata codes and growing. And so this is an ever-evolving process. It's a living documentation, and I channel the codes through a very sacred process. The codes cannot be used for anything but highest good. Your body will know what to do with them. And now I'm going to get a little mathematical, scientific on you, if you will. So hang in there. If you don't understand it, it's okay. If you do, or if you feel like, I knew that, it's because it's a remembrance. This is what it all is. And guys, healing, the root of healing, the word healing is a return to the memory of wholeness. So how cool is that? We are all returning to the memory of our unity with all things. And through this ability to harness the qualities that we need for highest good, for anything, mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual, we can call upon these assisting frequencies, and they are there in coded information. I'll put down this crystal, or else I'll keep referring to it the whole time. It is there in encoded information called an Anahata code, and we simply install it into our heart chakra. This actually activates the light photons you have. Guys, this is science. This is science. This is not sci-fi or wishful thinking. Go do your homework. This is happening all around the world. People are analyzing the way the heart works and the torus and the energy fields we have, which circulate around our entire energy body, but also we have a very powerful one right around our heart. And guys, the torus shape is a self-regulated, nature is very precise. It goes with the path of least resistance. And in that case, it is the most efficient way to circulate our energy. It works with our chakra system, which are the energy discs all along our spine and above and below us. It also works with our meridians. If you've ever heard of Chinese medicine and the meridian system, that is like super highways of energy that run through your, they're the veins of energy, basically. And so your heart torus, your heart energy is actually the master of all of that in terms of it sends signals and waves through every beat, through your entire body, and it also delivers instructions. And so guys, this is revolutionary. This is going to change the face of the planet. You are part of it. It is not me. This is wisdom we've all known, that we're remembering. I just happen to be the one that was like, wow, really? And then I just set about over the last year channeling these codes that are the blueprint of the essence of the thing that it's describing energetically. And then you install it into your heart chakra, and that then activates those photons. And we are light, guys. Photons are light, and they're a measured, they are the source point. They are the source of all things, the smallest, and it's light. So these photons then get activated because you already had access to them. And then your body goes, oh, right. It's kind of like if you think of DNA, this is information that gets activated dynamically through your thoughts and your emotions and events that take place in your life. Your DNA gets activated through your life experiences. There's nothing you do to activate that. It just happens as a natural process. Likewise, with the Anahata codes, you install them, it gets circulated around your heart chakra, your Taurus, to all aspects of who you are on all layers, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. And it's basically resonance remembrance. So you are remembering that you have access to the qualities you need from that crystal, from that flower essence, from that tree, from that, there's 24 categories. And I hope that when I switch the screen here, guys, they changed Google Hangout to YouTube, and there was no, I've never done this before. So we'll see, we'll learn together how well it works or doesn't, and I'm sure all will be well. But I just want to give you a heads up, I'm about to go to the screen. I tried to share my screen earlier, and it was like this big fractal that went do. So I'm not going to do that because I really don't know how it works. We'll work through this though together, but my concern is that when I click on the code spreadsheet right now, you're not going to be able to see me anymore. Oh, good, you can. All right, good. We are good to go. So I have the spreadsheet of the codes out right now, guys. And just so you know, the codes are free to everyone, as is this healing session, these healing sessions. Please do consider donating. Obviously, I have physical needs. So if you could do that, if you really found that this helped you in some way, please do donate. You can go to anahatacodes.com to either download the codes and or donate. But I have the spreadsheet matrix open right now of all the categories. And like I said, there are 24 categories and growing. Right now we have flower essences, trees, essential oils, crystals, totem animal medicine, emotional support, hormonal support, letters, numbers, directions, light beings and ascended masters. We have solfeggio frequencies, meridians, trees, archetypal and tarot energies, biological processes. We have the elements. We have sacred locations. And I say we because it is ours. And I always say we. People always go, who are you talking about? Well, we, us, the collective. We have essential oils, chakras, planetary energies, herbs, vitamins, homeopathy, colors, sacred shapes, and the 32 paths of wisdom, the Sephirot. And so these are the categories currently. And part of the inspiration and divine download, which I was given, is that we can muscle test to see which thing you are in need of. So you don't have to have the answers. And this came about through my training with Emotion Code. If you've ever heard of the Emotion Code by Dr. Bradley Nelson, please do read it. It changed my life. It opened me up to the reality that I could take control of my life and that I could release my emotional baggage from the past, okay? So as I said, I was at my all-time low and I prayed, and what happened? The book landed in my lap. That was the beginning of my journey. That is how I began to learn how to muscle test. And this is getting the answers to what you need from your higher self. So this is the unveiled you, the you that is in the fifth, sixth dimension simultaneously with you right now. This is the you that is most aligned with unconditional love, which is your source. And so it already knows the layers of dis-ease that are going on in your body, but more importantly, it knows why. What was the trigger? What was the first instance of whatever it is that you're working on, that we can then go ahead and through this beautiful process, find the assistance we need, install the code, and so it is. And then your body does the rest. So we have a tab matrix, you'll notice when we go to anahatacodes.com and download the spreadsheet. There are currently 3 columns, column A, B, and C. And I'm just looking at them right now, and then there are rows 1 through 8. Yes, there are 8 now, guys. I added the random category for any of the followers who have other spreadsheets. You can always continue to update the most recent version. Okay, so the first step with any Anahata code is to set your sacred space. Now, I have set my sacred space already. I have already cleansed and sanctified this entire space. I have done so for you as well. And, but I do want to kind of go through the quick process. It is super, super important, guys. If you're muscle testing and you aren't hydrated, you aren't aligned, you aren't grounded, and you aren't protected, then you will get odd answers. And what's the point? If your whole point is to find what you need, if you aren't getting the correct answers, then that kind of, you know, puts the kibosh on everything. So I'm going to take a sip of water. And I set my sacred space with my healing bowls. I'm not going to do that right now because, again, I've already done it. However, you can join me in setting the intention. And guys, if you go to hollyhollowell.com, you can download how to set your sacred space. If you need to learn how to do this process, there's a download that's free as well. So left palm up, right hand on your heart chakra right here. And just breathe with me. And settle in. Imagine yourself grounding your energy down to the earth, becoming one with the inner core of Gaia. And then imagine an impenetrable wall of protection being set up all around you in all directions, above, below, northeast, southwest, calling in the sacred directions. Imagine your crown being opened, access to Akasha, past, present, future, cleared and aligned in your ascension column so that you are able to effortlessly connect in to all things. And we connect to Creator, the source of all healing. We accept blessings for all of creation. We call upon Warrior Saint Michael and his angel team to build an impenetrable wall of protection around us during this most sacred session. We enter our heart space and dwell within our source point now. We are grounded into the earth, aligned and open to receive, protected. We enter our heart space now. Our intention with this process is to discover and activate healing responses based on the needs of those who are joining us today, as well as those who have voiced desires or concerns prior to this session. And lastly, those that join us in the future to watch this. We ask that all desires be lifted up to the light and prioritized for highest good of all. We accept these blessings with gratitude. It is so. All right, so the sacred space is set. We are here in the now, executing our God-given power through our source points to find what it is we need. And let's ask as a group. I actually use a pendulum. Some people use, finger linking. Some people use the sway test, etc. And I've just found the pendulum is super quick and easy for me and fast. So that's what I prefer. But go ahead and learn how to muscle test. And if not, just come on here every Thursday and we'll do it together. So we have column ABC, rows 1 through 8, and we've set our sacred space, and now we ask which code is needed. And I always like to say for highest good, but the codes don't work unless for highest good. So redundant, but that's okay. All right, so for highest good, what is the assisting frequency, the collective, both listening now and listening in the future, most need to align us with unconditional love? Is this in column A. Okay, so that's a yes. Column B. So it's subtle, but yes, I'm going to over exaggerate. Yes is this way for me. It's clockwise. I don't know how you see it on the screen. Counterclockwise, and I'm making it go, obviously, is no. So just so you know, so you can follow along. So column A, indeed, is the code we seek. Now, guys, I can't see the categories because I don't want to know. You don't want to know. You don't want to use your logical brain with what you think you need, because then what's the point? You're going for your higher self, okay? And so we are connected to Akasha, to all things, to divine feminine, to the fabric of the universe. And this is where we're getting our information. We are connecting to our highest version of our collective, if that makes sense to you all. And so when we ask, we're getting answers from the collective resonation of this Akasha, which we have tuned into through our intention, which you always have access to. So column A, and then there's 8 rows. So is this in a odd row? So no. Even row. Is this in row 2? Row 4? Row 6? Okay, so we're going to row 6. Okay, and I don't even know what this is. So you scroll down, and we are going to letters, numbers, and directions. Okay, this is a cool category. So A6. And if you click on the jump link inside the codes spreadsheet, it'll take you there automatically. So the next step is to see how many rows have populated information on it. And then we'll narrow down to see which code we're asking for. So 8 is where it starts, and I'm just scrolling down to the bottom to 50. Okay? So 8 to 50. Uh-oh. My pendulum got tangled. Hold on here. So 8 through 50 are the rows that currently have information. So then you would naturally ask, which row is it on that we need as a collective to, again, most align us with unconditional love, both those listening live and those listening back in, okay? And so we'll see. Let's see what we need. 8 through 50. Okay, 8 through 25. 25, 35. 35, 45. 45. 46. 46. Okay, so we've honed in on 46. So let me go scroll. I wish you could see this. I'll try and do a screen share next time, hopefully. We'll see what happens. I just don't want it to go all crazy. Or disconnect it. So we'll see as I get more comfortable with this, guys. 47. No, sorry, 46 is what we asked for. And what is that? Oh, it's a sacred direction, okay? Now this I have not explored at all. And guys, the beauty of the codes is you don't need to know. You don't need to know anything about what it is you've asked for. The fun is the step where you go find out information. What do I have access to now that I've asked to this essence? Okay, and so we've asked for West. Isn't that cool? I know it sounds a little bizarre, but stay with me here. And so the sky's the limit here, apparently, and it's facing west. Now, so, okay, West. So I have the code right here, the number. Before we install the code, actually, yes, before. You can do this step before or after, but you go check out what are the attributes of, and guys, just to make it easier, I'm going to do it on my phone. Sorry. That way I can talk to you and not lose the screen. So let's go Google the healing attributes of West. And, probably since this is a sacred direction, that much I do know, we can say a sacred direction of west and see what comes up. See, look here. The 4 sacred directions, organic unity came up first. And of course, the directions correspond to the 4 natural elements: earth, fire, water, and air, depending. So let's see what we've chosen for the collective to most align us with. Okay, so I'm just going to read this to you guys. Another aspect of the shamanic cosmology is the 4 sacred directions, or the 4 winds. Guys, this is on organic-unity.com. These 4 sacred directions also correspond to the 4 natural elements: earth, water, fire, and air. Depending on the tradition, tend to vary in their correlation. This has been called by some earth astrology. The 4 directions are ways of connecting with the seasons of our lives, and understanding them greatly assists us in coming into harmony with our own natural rhythms and pattern. It is a pattern of time cycles. Each direction typically has an animal, plant, or mineral that holds the energetic quality that corresponds to it, as well as different organ systems in the body. So guys, the point is here, you're going to have access to unlimited research about West as a sacred direction and why perhaps you asked for it. These are activated dynamically. This is going to occur automatically based on your needs. So the code will amplify and tone down at the same time, depending on who you are and your needs. So you are basically going to have energetic access to the balancing qualities defined within the sacred direction of West as a collective. So any definition you find that resonates with you, yes, that is what you have access to, and that your body most likely will activate. There is a new way of describing all this from very smart folks there in Harvard. They call these self-activated biological transformations. So again, guys, this is science. This is not woo-woo. It is woo-woo, though. It's so fun. It gets you up there in high vibes, and that's where you want to be. So, hey. But it has scientific basis, and so they have found that you do activate your genes dynamically through thoughts, feelings, emotions, intentions. And so when the code gets installed into your heart chakra, you are going to dynamically activate this self-directed biological transformation automatically, not having to know anything about the qualities of West. It's kind of like plugging that program into your body to go, hey, here's the information that can help you. Do you need this? And your body goes, oh yeah, I actually do. And guys, that's what happens in your body all the time. Your natural biological processes, this is what's happening. Communication is happening. And so with this West, we are in fact going to have access to a new layer energetically of the healing qualities defined within West. And so this quantum code will be delivered to you and provide that dynamic support. Okay, there's nothing you need to know or do. So we'll keep reading so that we can get down. Okay, I'm going to go down to the West. The West correlates to the dusk, autumn, and the element of water. Well, I'm so delighted that it's water, because water is your emotional layer. And if you know anything about emotions, they are the vibrational aspect of your thoughts. So you have thoughts and then you have emotions, right? And the emotions actually vibrate at various frequencies and amplitudes based on what they are. And those then draw more of the same to you. This is how you co-create your life as a powerful co-creator. You align with the repetitive and habitual thoughts and emotions and feelings, and then that actually orchestrates what's happening in your body and without. So within and without, from a cellular level to a macro level, you are orchestrating your life through aligning with what you want more of. Unfortunately, people focus on what they don't want a lot of times, and then that gets amplified and cycled through. But my point is the emotional layer is the vibratory layer which manifests into physicality, along with the mental layer and the spiritual layer. So this West is going to give you access to this emotional layer, which is huge in letting go, huge in aligning with what you want. Now, here's where I want to describe to you very quickly before we install the code that the codes are dynamic. As I said, they can only be used for highest good, so your body's going to use them perfectly as you need. But it already knows what to do. So just allow it to happen. The West correlates to the dusk, autumn, and element of water. It is in this place that we begin our journey inward to reflect on the expansiveness and introversion of the East and the South. The West is the looking within place and is a time for looking into the patterns we carry that we must let go of in order to become who we truly are. So guys, the Anahata Codes, they deliver the 7 tools of restoration. This is what I call them. And these are tools that occur through using the codes. The tools are reflecting. So when you see what you need, you're reflecting on that need and what you will then have access to. Releasing. The code dynamically allows you to release. So specifically here with the West, we're talking about the past patterns. The next thing they do is rewire. So here's the beauty of this code in relation to aligning with unconditional love. That's what we asked for, right? We asked for the code that's going to do that. Well, it is answered in the quantum essence of West. And partially through here, the West is the looking within place. What are the patterns we carry that we must let go of? But it goes a step further into rewiring your responses to situations so that they are for highest good. We have chemical reactions embedded from programming, from society, from ancestors. This is being proven through epigenetics that we don't just get DNA information, we get emotional information, we get fears are passed down, memories are passed down and stored energetically as emotional elements of who we are to begin with. So this is going to have a retroactive healing the past, letting go of that which doesn't serve us emotionally, but then also into the now, into rewiring our responses so that they are aligned with love-based reactions versus fear-based reactions. So this is going to be a really cool one, guys, and I can see why we chose it. So good job. This is the lesson of the, ooh, this is a good one. The West is, so letting go of things in order to become who we truly are. This is the lesson of the autumn trees who drop their leaves to nourish the earth once again. Bear and crow reside in the West. So guys, if you'd like, go to the totem animal tab. Clearly we're asking for this. So I might actually create a recipe for you all that has West, crow, totem, the totem bear. So totem crow and totem bear, which are 2 different categories. So you know, we're going to go into totems. They're beautiful. We're not going to go into them today, but this is all going to be wrapped up in what we've asked for, okay? Oh, and I already mention ancestors, and here it says, along with our ancestors. So guys, this is going to be a detoxing release when we call upon West, when we letting go of emotional past history which no longer serves, letting go of fear, and then rewiring in the now towards our best future. This is usually a time of great emotion, slowing down, gathering, oh, I love this, guys, you can't make this up, it's so awesome, and gathering ourselves for the winter ahead. Hello, we need that. Today is December 1st. We are going into the winter together. And the West relates to adulthood or middle age. Once again, I think that's probably the majority of my followers and my high vibe tribe are usually my age, which I'm about to be 40, all the way up to 65. And so I would consider, and some are older, but that's the sweet spot right now, is who's resonating with my work. And so how cool that this is going to also assist us with that, adult/middle age, and correlates to the archetype of the healer. I love it. So guys, oh, how on earth could we have gotten so much support in anything else than as defined in West? Because we're getting all of that. We're getting the emotional release. We're getting the rewiring in the now for the future. We're getting the support of crow and bear totems, support in aligning with our inner resonation of unconditional love through introversion and expansion. We get to slow down and gather ourselves, guys. So this is going to be also a defragmenting process. Parts of our soul, as we journey through, do fragment out, right? And so this is a calling together. This is a returning to wholeness. And this is so, so cool, because it even says the West relates to adulthood and correlates to the archetype of the healer. So we're also getting the archetype, the healer, West. Awesome. All right, so let's install it. And guys, this, let's see, ask, accept. So now we're accepting. So we've asked, we've found we need West. Now we're gonna accept it. So put your left palm up, right hand on your heart chakra. And those listening back, guys, this is a retroactive healing. It is working for you just the same. We ask for, accept, align with, and hold this Anahata code. With gratitude, we attain the assisting frequency of the sacred direction, West. 9, 4, 5, 2, 8, 6. 9, 4, 5, 2, 8, 6. 9, 4, 5, 2, 8, 6. 9, 4, 5, 2, 8, 6. 9, 4, 5, 2, 8, 6. 9, 4, 5, 2, 8, 6. 9, 4, 5, 2, 8, 6. Both hands on your heart chakra now, and breathe. You should feel that tingling gratitude sensation. It is so. And guys, depending on what you need, you'll feel it in different areas, or maybe not at all. If you aren't one to feel energy a lot, it doesn't just suddenly happen. With Anahata codes, it's usually however you usually experience energy. But people do awaken as they use the codes and strengthen their ability to intuit energy and to feel it. So their senses to energy become more acute, and they awaken. They become more clear, this, that, the other. But that, when I installed that, I could feel it all along the back of my arms. I don't know about you. And it's okay if you were like, I didn't feel anything. Totally fine. That does not mean it's not working. Your body's going to dynamically activate this. You may not even activate it until tomorrow, when you're in a certain situation where you really needed to let go of this one emotional thing from the past, for an example. Okay, so this is a dynamic activation, ongoing. This is going to occur for you as needed. You always have it. So guys, the cool thing with Anahata codes, if you ever, the more you install, you'll always have access to that, because you intentionally, we live in a free will zone. You have to intend for things to happen. You have to choose them. So through this intention, the code, your heart chakra, you have access to this information and energy all the time. And if you feel you're in a situation where you're like, oh my gosh, I just know one of the codes is going to help me. All you have to do is put your hand on your heart and say, activate Anahata Codes. Now, I recommend not doing that in public. People might think you're a little nuts, and that's okay. If you're comfortable with it, go for it. But you can do it in your mind, and it'll be the same thing, okay? Activate Anahata Codes, boom, it's going to activate for you. And the cool thing is it's going to activate the most appropriate code automatically. So you don't even need to know with your logical brain, now, what was that one code that we installed, December 1st of last year? No, you don't need to know that. You already have access to it. And so now through this intention and this installation, you always have this program available to you and circulating for you to harness whenever you need it, okay? So there you go. We have West, guys. That is so, so cool. That was the first part of the live. I want to keep it to an hour, and I tend to go on and on. I hope that this has been valuable for you. Let's get to some live requests, okay? And guys, what comes forth is always in divine timing, and again, is going to be used for everyone. Even if you don't understand or resonate with what you would need from it right now, go ahead and install it, and then as you, and if you ever need it, it will be activated dynamically. That's the beauty. So I'm going to see. There are a few of you on here. I don't, does anyone know how to type in anything? Let me see here. Screen share. Chat. Here we go. Woohoo! I'm learning as we go. Okay, so I'm going to type in, hello, everyone. And so hopefully you can see that. And if you do see it, type in, I see it, or if any of you could type something, that would be great. I just want to make sure I'm getting the chats. I have allowed them, and we'll just have to see. Anyone? There are 22 of you currently watching, it says. So surely one of you can type in a message if you can. And if not, that's okay. I'll just keep watching the chat screen. We can do one of the requests which have come through prior to this session. If anyone wants to type in a request, it can be generic. You can just say, yes, I'd like to know what I need. Or you could say, yes, my shoulder's been hurting me, or whatever it is, physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, okay? Any concern or desire can be supported through assisting frequencies, okay? So let me know, anyone. You guys are all being shy. That's totally okay. I get it. I don't think we get it. We won't see you. We'll just see what you type. And of course, I will keep your name confidential. Well, shoot. Yeah, I don't know really how that works. So that's okay. Let's go ahead and just take a random, since no one's typing in. Again, if you just joined us, there's more people joining. Go ahead and type your request in the chat, in the group chat feature, and we are going to find a code for you right now, live. We just installed the assisting frequency of the sacred direction West, which you can listen back to later if you didn't hear that part of it. It's amazing qualities. I already feel a certain peace. I also feel a certain centering and defragmentation. But again, all of you will feel different things as your body dynamically activates the support it needs. Okay, so let's go for, since no one is typing, it's totally fine. Let's see what else we need, okay? So 2 through 7. So guys, again, I don't like to know the specifics. I just leave it up to my higher self. So 2 through 7. Which row are we going to be addressing right here? 2 through 4, 5, 6, 6. Okay, so number 6 on the list. I'm going back to the list to see what that request is. Okay, so guys, this is for someone who is feeling lost. Okay, That's the directive they gave me. And we're going to find what do they need for highest good. This specific person, guys, so this is very personal. Her unique blend of feeling lost is not your unique blend of the times that you've felt lost. So this is going to be a specific code for this specific request. If you need it at all, your body will activate it. So install it. A, B, C. We'll see. Okay, so for highest good, this person who requested assistance with lost, feeling lost. What is the assisting frequency most needed in the situation for highest good? Is this in column A, B, C? Okay, so it's in column C. Odd row. Row 1, 3, 3. So this is in C3, which I don't know what the category is. I'm just clicking on it now. Ah, planetary energies. Good one. And now I'm seeing where is information populated? Rows 9 through 21. Row 9 through 10. Sorry, 10 through 20. 10 through 15. 10. 10. Okay, so she needs, oops, I said she, but you don't know who she is. So it's okay. 10. Okay, so she needs number 10. Row 10. That is. I think that's what it is. I did say 10 through 9 through 10 and it was a no, but 10 through, okay, so 10. 10. Okay, and another. Okay. And let me just see. So guys, you can have tandem codes that are needed that come through. And so it was a little weird with the answers. So in this case, this is divinely guided. You make sure, do we have a sacred space? Yes. So we're still good. And can I muscle test right now? Yes. And she needs 10. And another. Okay, 10 through 20, 10 through 15, 10. Well, we know she needs 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So 10 and 14. Okay, 10 and 14. There we go. So what she needs is she's asking for the assisting frequency of sun, which has to do with the ego self, and 14, row 14, which is Venus, and that has to do with harmony and affections. So this is awesome. She has asked for, she says she's feeling lost, and so she's asking for assistance through the planetary energy of the sun and Venus. Okay, so with astrology, she could go a million directions to look at what is it about those elements that I'm going to be activating? What am I going to have access to? Okay, but just on a high level, the information I have on my spreadsheet, which again, I don't know any of this, guys. I'm just going, what does she need? Oh, she needs this, and the code is right there that I have channeled in the directory. And so the sun deals with the ego self. So I can already intuit here that it is the ego self that makes us feel lost. Because when we don't have our ego self, we're one with all things and we can't feel lost because we have the whole and infinite inspiration, purpose, fulfillment, joy, love, abundance. It is the over analyzing of the ego mind, the ego self, and the veil the veil that we are separate from each other, that brings suffering, because we are creatures of habit and we want to, we don't want to change. We don't like change. And so when you go through things in life and things are changing, sometimes it can feel unsettling. Sometimes you can feel lost. And this code is all about balancing that dynamic through the assisting frequency of sun, which deals with the ego and the self, the ego self. So this is perfect, because this is going to be dynamically exactly what she needs to get out. You know, any of the false illusion of, you know, why am I here? What's next? What, you know, that lack of connection to unity that's fogging the mind in any way is going to be gone. It's going to be clear now. The assistance is going to come through strongly. And then Venus, harmony and affection. So harmony and affection, that's obvious. If you're feeling lost, harmony and affection is the opposite of lost, right? It is feeling harmony. It's feeling belongingness. It's feeling affection. It's feeling loved and loving. So Venus, beautiful. So this combo that she's asked for, Sun and Venus, is going to be a powerful one for all of you guys to activate dynamically. Let's go ahead and install it, because we have 3 more minutes. I do want to keep it to an hour. So left palm up, right hand on your heart chakra. We ask for, accept, align with, and hold this Anahata code. With gratitude, we attain the tandem codes of Sun, planetary energy, and Venus, planetary energy. 98982. 98982. 98982. 98982. 98982. 98982. 98982. 3724 982. 3724 982. 3724 982. 3724 982. 3724 982. 3724 982. 3724 982. And both hands on your heart chakra, and breathe with gratitude for the access we have now to the essence of the Sun, assisting frequency, Venus, assisting frequency. It is so. There you guys go. Awesome. I will alert the person who asked for this that they were chosen through the grace of God. We all have our wants and needs. Guys, go to www.anahatacodes.com. Download your free copy. Start doing this. Start asking. Set your sacred space. Ask. Figure out what you're going to have access to. Install the code. And that's it. Now you may need what's called resonation. So amplitude, amplifying the frequencies which now you have access to. The assisting frequency, which is the information, gets activated, and you may need assistance with resonating with that frequency. And in that case, you would use water, crystal, or oil, and you'd program the code into water, crystal, or oil, and or meditate on it. Okay, so you can meditate, you can be thinking about these frequencies and activate it through meditation as well. Absolutely effective. Guys, I know it's a lot of information. I hope you enjoyed today. I certainly loved spending time with you, and I know these codes are going to be such a blessing to everyone who watches this now and in the future. Share the link, share the love, share the codes, and as I say, there is a code for that. There's always a code. There's always assistance waiting for you, for highest good, to align you with your true essence, which is unconditional love. So God bless you all today. God bless you on your path back to wholeness and that which you will facilitate for others. People are in need. Guys, go out there, see if they need help. I invite you all to my masterclass series, which starts next Wednesday. If this is something of interest to you, if you want to learn how to do this for others, for yourself, take the masterclass series. Go to www.anahata.com. mastery.com for that. Okay, God bless you all. Namaste. I will see you soon. Okay, so tune in with me every Thursday, and in the meantime, send me requests, and I will add you to the spreadsheet. And if I muscle test and you are chosen, it is so. And of course, everyone benefits. God bless you all. My love to you. Thank you for joining me today, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.